The TAB Trot, yes, on Friday night, 7:45 New Zealand time and 5:45 Sydney time. Let's get to it. The big 600,000 TAB Trot preview show right here, right now. In this episode, I will go through every single runner, what I think of their chances, what's their form stack up to be, and look at one of their key races um, going towards this big race or one in the past where they saw their best work. And then I will do my review of what I think the race will turn out like and finish off with my tips for the big race, the TAB Trot. Let's get to it right here, right now at Barry Charles Hunt's. Well, welcome back, guys and girls, to the channel. Yes, the TAB Trot in Cambridge on Friday night has 5 Australians taking on the 3 Kiwis. And drawing number 1 is the mare I'm a Ready Jet for Andy Gaff and Kate Gaff driving. Drawn got the 1 barrier instead of Queen Elida, so that gives them the ace up their sleeve by having a nice run. It's won 2 in a row in much weaker fields, beating Queen Elida twice, but is she up to the next level? Well, let's have a look at it last start, beating Queen Elida, but winning quite easily at Melton. And we'll be back shortly.
Jet, 8 metres clear, Queen Elida, then came Ebony's Avenger, Aldebaran a Crux, Mega Spur held up, I'm Ready Jet into the straight, 8 metres, Ebony's Avenger, Queen Elida, Aldebaran a Crux, and then came Mega Spur, but it's I'm Ready Jet, looking good for a 3rd win in this race, Queen Elida trying to hold 2nd, Aldebaran a Crux, Ebony's Avenger, bet out the minors with it, but I'm Ready Jet does it again. I'm Ready Jet wins it by about 10, a great lineup.
Yeah, although Ready Jet won that easily, this is a little different kettle of fish for sure. Can she go to the next level, taking on the locomotive, Arcee Phoenix and the likes? Her career history, 78 starts for 28 wins, 13 seconds, and 14 thirds for over 800,000 in earnings. To me, from the draw, her best opportunity is try to lead early and then hand up to the locomotive. If that happens, then she is definitely a top 3 chance. But if she's further back, her best chance is probably running 4th. But I don't see her as winning chance in this race. But if she did trail, she's an upset chance of winning clearly. But I just don't think she'll have the speed to burn to come up the passing lane and pass the locomotive, in my opinion. But if it's not the locomotive, if it's Arcee Phoenix in the lead and the locomotive sitting park, and she comes up, that's probably her best hope of winning the race. But will that happen? We will see. Number 2 in the TAB Trot, the 600,000 in Cambridge, is Queen Elida. She's a little bit of the enigma. Out of form, that's for sure. But she does have a bit of gate speed. If she got enough to get past I'm Ready Jet, I'm not convinced of that. But if I'm Ready Jet gallops and Queen Elida gets the lead, Chris Alford on board, trained by Brent Lilly, she can absolutely make the race interesting. But I'm not sure she's in there for win. I don't know if they would push her out that early because they probably think she could win one of these bigger races going forward compared to this race. But we will see. So either she could be 3 deep to pegs, 4 deep to pegs, or she's in the running line back in the field, and I think she'll be battling to run top 6, to be honest. She's probably, in the form she's racing in, she's most likely to run close to last from what I've seen. But let's check out the video of her winning the Speed Mares race. When she sat park was too good.
Back, Queen Elida, she's got a heart as big as herself. She's having to dig in second. Aldebaran a Crux, 3 wides joining in. Then Ebony's Avenger looking for the sprint lane. Aldebaran, Vera Grabike, the champ, Queen Elida. Aldebaran a Crux is winding up with a late surge from Ebony's Avenger, but the Queen's in front. Queen Elida back into the winners list, takes out the Lynn McPherson Memorial Breed for Speed Gold, beats Aldebaran a Crux, who was very brave.
Yeah, Queen Elida's basically going to need a lot of luck from there, to be absolutely honest. If she draw 1, I'd say she'd be more of a chance, but 2 makes it even harder. And I don't see her crossing I'm Ready the Jet, and it's going to be hard to see her winning the race. Now, number 3, all the talk is Oscar Bonavena has won in the draws. I'm not convinced with that either, because Oscar Bonavena doesn't handle pressure well at the mobile. So if you try to push him out of the gate to try and lead, more than likely gallop, and that's the end of it. And I don't think they'll drive him their way, they'll drive him back. And that's why I think Oscar Bonavena can't win the race. Not saying it absolutely can't, but he's going to need the 1-1. If he gets the 1-1, absolutely can win the race. But if he's 3 back, I just don't think these other horses are going to stop enough for him to get there. So that's going to be the question mark for Oscar Bonavena. And we'll check out his last win when he won pretty convincingly, beating Better Winner Not and Promised, but this is definitely a stronger field than what he made, but let's check it out.
And that back straight quarter, 28 and 8, not as promised. Here's Oscar. Oscar Bonavena, he's looking for 3 wins in this race. He moves up strongly. Bet and Win tracks him for homeward bound. Oscar Bonavena opens up a length, not as promised. Bet and Win and Kai Valley Hotspur. Oscar Bonavena and Mark Purdon very quiet in the sulky. He'll go back to back. Mark and Chris, they get both flying miles, and Oscar Bonavena, brilliant short course horse he is. He'll get the win now. Not as promised, may have just held second from
yeah. Oscar Bonavena at his best is definitely top 2 horse on the field. Just not question mark. He loves the track though. 7 starts on track for 5 wins. He's got Nathan Purdon and Mark Purdon driving and training, so that's plus there. Career stats for Oscar Bonavena, so 83 starts and 33 wins, 11 seconds and 10 thirds, I believe. 1.1 million in stakes. As I said, loves the track, so 7 starts for 5 wins. Either wins or doesn't come in, basically, Cambridge. And I think that's what I feel like with Oscar Bonavena in this race. He's either going to win the race or he'll run about 4th. It's going to be an interesting affair on him. He's probably New Zealand's best chance with the draws anyway. But I'm not convinced he's going to win the race. But anyway, let's have a look at number 4. One of the main Aussie freaks here, Arcee Phoenix. 4th in the TAB Trot last year. He gets a great chance to lead this year. If he does that and trails the locomotive, could be winning this race. Trainer driver Chris Sinosio from Victoria. He's expecting big things, and the way he won last week, in a weak field to be honest. But he did it well. Let's check that out.
Phoenix about 7 metres in front of I'm Bobby. Kiang Chucky now up to 3rd from Eldebaran Zeus, then Tripod. Arcee Phoenix in full flight turning though. Leads from I'm Bobby, Kiang Chucky, Eldebaran Zeus, but Arcee Phoenix, he did get the peach of a run. Once he got to the front, it was going to be nigh on impossible for anything else. And Arcee Phoenix walks in. Arcee Phoenix beat I'm Bobby, another terrific run, 8 metres away 2nd. Eldebaran Zeus 3rd.
Yes, Arcee Phoenix won that race quite well, but he has struggled when he's come up to the real top horses, and again, he's racing top horses again, but he gets the decent barrier draw this time, so he'll be a chance. He's had 48 starts for 14 wins, 9 seconds and 5 thirds, with just over 500,000 in career earnings, but he's yet to win a real big race. This is his chance for sure. I think he's a big chance in this race of Arcee Phoenix if he's ready to rock and roll. Number 5, the Queensland Visitor, not as promised. Is not as promised a chance to come in this race. To me, I'm not 100% sure about not as promised. He's a good horse, but he's come back from injury and been racing weak fields at Albion Park. Is different to racing over here, and he was just poddling behind Oscar Bonavena last start. But let's go check out the video of his North New Zealand trotting derby run when he sat 3 wide for about 1,400 metres and was still running home good for 4th.
Melzadel took over. Confessional Brave, 31-6 the 3rd quarter. Sunny Sister not as promised, and then High Energy. Melzadel the leader. Sunny Sister, she's coming to do the double. She put him away. Sunny Sister drew 2.5 lengths clear from Melzadel. It's Sunny Sister though for the King of the North New Zealand trotting derby. She bags the double. The Oaks into the derby. Sunny Sister won it. Beat Melzadel. High Energy not as promised. A mammoth run for 4th. Then came up.
Yes, that was a good run from not as promised, but and if Sunny Sisters was in this race, Sunny Sister would be a big chance of taking this out. But in terms of I'm Not As Promised, trained by Graham Dwyer and Nathan Dawson, the driver. Career starts 25 races for 15 wins. I mean, he's definitely a great trotter, but I just don't see him being a big player in this race. His best chance is to go out and try and get past them all and lead, and then trail on the locomotive is his best chance. I don't see that happening. He'll either be parked early, and he could be parked for a while, and then get the 1-1 potentially. I think he'd be in a world of hurt in this race for mine. But you never know what happens in the big races. We will see going forward how that transpires. Now, number 6, the Locomotive. Yes, the Locomotive is rocking and rolling, folks. The Locomotive is looks like the horse to beat, but he's going to have to work a bit hard to get the lead if he does. But if he sits parked, Arcee Phoenix, I'm Ready Jet or something, then it's a different story. So the Locomotive looks the horse to beat, but no question marks. The horse that is Sweden bound for the Elite Lop. Great to see him here. Let's check out his video. He struggled a bit in the, after the Into the Minions for mine. I'm not sure he's at his 100% best, but he did win last week, beating Hanover Moon and London to a Brick, but I'm not convinced he's up to his best.
Jensen, the Locomotive, the leader. He's got to get to work. London to a Brick and Hanover to Moon. They're coming. It's the Locomotive in front. He shakes up this champion trotter. It gets 4 metres now on Doff Your Cap. Hanover to Moon. They've run their race, and it is the Locomotive. He races away, and here's another win. Down to the line, bolts in. The Locomotive, Hanover to Moon, London to a Brick.
Yes, but he might not need to bring his best form to win this race because these horses are racing a little bit up and down for mine. Locomotive trained and driven by Brad Hewitt. He's got to be a big chance in the series. He really does. I really think he's the horse to beat, but if he doesn't lead, he won't win. That's the way I see it. His career stats says he's won 40 starts, 24 wins, 5 seconds, 2 feuds. He was a great young trotter as well, and he's bounced back as an older trotter. He's won 600,000, so that's what I mean. He won Into the Minion, but that was low paid. This is his chance to be the $1 million, near the $1 million range if he can win. He's got to be one of the horses to beat for sure. Number 7, Muscle Mountain. If he's drawn well, I think he'll be New Zealand's best hope over this sort of distance. But he's drawn, I think, similar draw to last year. 2 bad draws, 2 years in a row, and it's going to be costly, especially with him getting older. He needs to come out, guns are blazing, and try and lead. That's simple as that. If he doesn't do that, he'll be back near last, and then end up sitting parked like he did in all 3 wide like last year, and he'll be no hope. And that's my question mark for Muscle Mountain. But he has gate speed to try and lead. Now, I think there could be a few gallopers in this race with the pressure on here, and I think if Benhome wants to win this race, train a driver, with his dad as a trainer as well. But let's try and look at the best version of Muscle Mountain, and that was back in the National Trot in Auckland, even though Oscar Bonavena galloped. This was the best of
Down
Muscle
the
Mountain.
back, Muscle Mountain, Oscar Bonavena bravely tries to give chase. He might peak on the run though now, Oscar he does as they come for home. Muscle Mountain, Ben opens him up by 4-5, Kai Valley Hotspur. They're followed then by Oscar Bonavena, running out the race strongly as one more moment, 50 left to go. He's a 2 times National Trot winner now, Muscle Mountain, and he gets the Group 1 in great fashion. Second over, Kai Valley Hotspur, big run, Oscar Bonavena.
So as you can see from the video, when Muscle Mountain's in leads, that's his best opportunity to win. He likes to be up top, and that's the same with the Locomotive, Arcee Phoenix. A lot of these horses, if they lead, they get bold-chested and they like to lead, and they generally hold on to win. So that's the question mark for Muscle Mountain if he wants to go down that sort of thing. Also from their race, Kai Valley Hotspur, who's the emergency, unlikely to get in the field, but there's not going to be a chance if he makes the field anyway. He's going to be struggling from the wide draw and battling on, but you never know. And how about the final trotter on this race? Bet and Win. Yes, Bet and Win, the Kiwi for David and Stacey White. I'm not convinced he's up to his best at the moment. He's from 20 starts, 11 wins, 1 second and 3 thirds. He won 2 weeks ago, beating Muscle Mountain, but only just been Muscle Mountain, and Muscle Mountain's no superstar. He used to be. He's a good horse, but he's not up to his best anymore. So for him not to win more convincingly, Bet and Win has some work to do. Let's check out that video.
It's Bet and Win, the leader. He's a length in front. Midnight Dash. Muscle Mountain peels. It's Bet and Win too clear. Muscle Mountain closing brilliantly down the centre. Bet and Win. Muscle Mountain a neck away. Hidden Talent having a crack at the pier. Bet and Win. He's got to fight for glory. Bet and Win wins the Fred Shaw. Bet and Win beats home Muscle Mountain. Third across. Hidden Talent.
Yes, Bet and Win won their race, but then he struggled against Oscar Bonavena and not his promise with a soft run and just paddled up the straight at Cambridge. I can't see him being a winning hope. His best chance is 3 deep on the inside. pressure coming through, and he pushes through and comes through that way, and that's his only chance of winning the race if he's up to it. But I don't think he's got enough speed to get up and win at the moment. I'm just not sure. Benawin's had his best. He had a few injury concerns, so just some question marks over Benawin going forward in the race. So it'll be interesting to see how that all goes. But I just not think he's up to the top elite at the moment. So how do I see the race shaping up? Well, heaps of things can happen. Horses can gallop in trotting races, as we know. So I'm Ready Jet's got gate speed. Queen Elida's got some gate speed. Oscar Bonavena has gate speed but gallops. Arcee Phoenix has got gate speed. Not As Promised has got some gate speed. Locomotive's got gate speed. Muscle Mountain. So the whole front line have got gate speed. Better Win's probably the one that doesn't have much gate speed, and he's on the second row anyway. So what does that mean? There could be fireworks early. But if Locomotive gets the lead as I expect, and Arcee Phoenix is in the trail, then one of those two will win the race for mine, unless Oscar Bonavena's in the 1-1. But if I'm the Ready Jet or the Queen Elida get the lead and try to hold up and then trail the Locomotive, that puts Arcee Phoenix in a bit of world of hurt, Not As Promised in that. And the enigma for me is, will Oscar Bonavena go for broke and try and lead? Because if Oscar Bonavena leads and trails the Locomotive, Oscar Bonavena can win. But I've noticed Oscar Bonavena is not that great from the trail. He's better from the 1-1 and come out and whoops. Not really that gun straight through the inside horse. He seems to have struggled that way. So that's why I don't expect any fireworks from Oscar Bonavena early. But can I see, can Muscle Mountain somehow lead? I can see Muscle Mountain nearly leading. I don't think he can lead, but he could really put the pressure on. Some horses might gallop, he might get his chance. Not As Promised, from what I've seen, he could potentially lead as well. It's going to be an interesting race to start off with. But all things being equal, Arcee Phoenix and Locomotive look the top two bets for mine for the win. But obviously, if things don't go to plan, then you can add Oscar Bonavena as the other. They'll be the three favourites anyway, I'd say. I think one of those three will win the race. I don't see anything else winning the race. Maybe Not As Promised if they just went ridiculous and he was in the right spot. I'm Ready Jet. I just don't know if he'll get past them. But anyway, that is the Betcha. Not the Betcha, the TAB Trot 600 in Cambridge. I hope you enjoy on the weekend, and we'll be back to review it later.